Hey, so I'm so excited. Once again, I get a chance to come and I want to give you guys something that I believe that's going to be very life changing. I believe that if you stay tuned with me, if you just bear with me and watch this video all the way to the end, I believe that not only will it be a blessing to you, but it's going to be definitely a blessing to the male in your family. It's going to be a blessing for that husband, that father, that male son, that you're concerned about. What I'm going to do on this episode, I'm going to open up your eyes on some traits, some characteristics, some actions that you may want to be aware of as you look at because I'm talking to these women, I'm talking to the mothers, I'm talking to the wives, I'm talking to the spouses of these men, that the females, that when that your male, okay, goes into his cave. I want you to be aware of some things because I want you to be able to help us, okay? So I'm really excited about this thing. I'm going to jump into this thing. Now, I'm going to call this from the cave to the tomb, and if you know if you follow me on Instagram, or you follow me on Instagram, and shout out to my Instagram followers, shout out to my Facebook followers, my YouTube followers, my TikTok followers, shout out to all you guys, and thank you for liking and sharing, and hey man, please if you haven't done it, share this live, share this broadcast. It'll definitely be a blessing, not only to me, but it'll be a blessing to the ones that receive it. So I'm calling this from the cave to the tomb. I got this from a good friend of mine, my brother Ron Percy, who seen a live that I did a couple of weeks ago, and he called me immediately and said, "Hey, what happens when the cave turns into a tomb?" And so if you followed it, you kind of know what I'm talking about. But if you haven't followed it, then I talked about in my Fight for the Family series. Definitely go to IG, my IGTV, and look up under that series, Fight for the Family. Oh my goodness, you would definitely be blessed by listening to those episodes. But part of the Fight to the Family series, and I will be including this to the fight in that Fight for the Family series. I had this series that talked about this. I had an episode that talked about the man cave and the woman at the well. So I'm not going to go into that, but I will recommend. I deeply recommend that you go back and you watch that series, listen to that series, whether it's on YouTube or on Instagram. Okay. Now we're talking about so my brother said, well, what happens if your cave turns into your tomb? And that gave me a whole nother revelation, and I'm going to talk about that because I think it's vitally important that we understand what happens to what happened to men when they, or what can possibly happen to men. Let me correct myself. What can possibly happen to men when they enter into their cave? Because like my brother so insightful brought it out to me, is the fact that that cave is meant to be a protection. It's supposed to be a place where men go in and we reflect, and we sit down and we weigh the odds, and we go in and we seek information, and we do all of that in the cave. And if we're not careful, I want you to hear me closely. If we're not careful, we can, that cave that was once there for added protection can also become a place where we die in that place. So it's called the cave to the tomb. We're talking about 7 stages to your death. Okay, 7 stages, and we're gonna go through all those stages. So, man, sit back, get your notes ready, get your pencil, and pen, and man, y'all get ready to find out Man, what is it that I need to be looking for? What is it that I need to be aware for? You know what? Not just you women, but all you men out there, because sometimes you're going through this thing, you're somewhat aware of it. If you're anything like me, you know that something's not right, but you just can't put your hand on it. So I'm going to try to help you. So the first thing I need you to understand is that in order for, when, you're going into your cave, and men, hey, we like to do this thing by ourselves. That's just our nature. And we entered into this cave, and this cave's supposed to be a place where we're going to be seeking information. We're going to ask ourselves those tough questions. The cave is that place where we're going to look ourselves, directly in the mirror, and we're going to ask ourselves those tough questions. So we're going to be there, and we're going to be seeking information, but the cave is also a place where we're going to be, it could be also a place where we go for protection. See, sometimes we enter into a cave because there's some things that's on the outside of the cave that we're running from. There's some things that it could be a spouse, it could be anything, it could be work, but we go into that cave because I don't like how I feel out here. So I'm going to go inside my cave, and I'm going to reflect, and I'm going to put myself in a place where, you know what, I know that you can't come here, you're not invited, and I'm here to protect myself. I got to get myself straight. I've been beat up so bad, and I'm going to come here, and I'm going to feel better. I'm going to feel safe here. So the cave is not only for a place where you go seek information, it's also a place where you're going to seek protection. But what I want to warn you about is this. See, Satan understands where you're at. And so the first thing, if you understand the works of Satan, he has to separate you. He has to isolate you. Okay, he has to take you from that group. And this is why the cave can become a tomb, is because the first thing that you have done, and this is not part of the 7 stages, but I want you to understand that you have put yourself in a place of isolation. And guys, this is where it begins. This is where we're going to jump in. So number 1, the first thing I want you to look out for is regression. See, regression means to go backwards. Okay, and the first thing that you're going to find yourself, see, if you're not operating in the cave, if the cave is not operating as a place of protection or a place where y'all seeking information, if it's not doing one of those or both of those two things, I need you to be aware of what's happening to you. Women, I need you to be aware of what's happening to your men around you, because once they isolate themselves, and then the first thing that you'll notice is that that they'll go into a place of regression. They go backwards. They go to some things that they have beat before. You start seeing it, sneaking back up. It could be where they stopped smoking. They hadn't smoked in years, and all of a sudden they bought a pack of cigarettes. It could be something like they haven't. They stopped drinking. They made a decision to stop drinking, and then all of a sudden you see them, buying their favorite, bottle of liquor, a beer. It doesn't matter, or it may even be pornography. Maybe all of a sudden, you start seeing, pornography come, but it was something that they got rid of, and then you start seeing it sneak back in. Very slowly. But I want you to understand, before we go any deeper, I want you to understand that this is not an all of a sudden type thing. But we're trying to get to another level. We want to help you, okay? So the first thing is regression. Number 2 is repression. Now I'm calling that the second stage, but in that repression, that's when we start losing our joy. Things that once made us happy doesn't make us happy anymore. The things that we used to enjoy in life doesn't bring us joy anymore. It's that natural expression of life. We start to lose it. Okay, and I need you to understand that when you start seeing your men, the men in your life, when you start seeing the repression of that natural expression, that natural feeling, that natural zest for life, I need you to be aware that's part of a stage that could mean something. It could be nothing, but it can be something, and I need you to be aware of it. Number 3 is suppression. So we have regression, we have repression, and then number 3 is the suppression. That suppression, that place where they don't feel like the things that they normally do. They start suppressing that conversation. I want you to see this. I need you to close your eyes and see this. That place where you find your especially in with your spouse, but it can happen in every area. But when you see your spouse, that male in your life, when you start noticing that they are suppressing their feelings. So how is it going to show up? In a husband and wife scenario, maybe it's a situation where normally that your husband, your significant other would fight you, in this area. Maybe it's something that he don't like, and it was done. It didn't have to be done by you. It could have been done by the kids or something. That normally bothered him at work, and all of a sudden, he's just humping his shoulder over, and he's saying, oh well, hey, oh well, and see that's a very significant sign, because right there you start noticing that his fight is gone, and he's starting to, and he may not be saying it, but he's in this cave, and this cave is a dark place. And he's starting to feel as if there's no need. What's the use? And I tell you, that's a very dangerous place for a man to be, because that brings us up to number 4. And number 4 is depression. That's when he feels hopeless. Okay, so you got number 1, regression. Number 2, repression. Number 3, suppression. Number 4, that depression. Oh, that depression. Oh, that feeling that I can't, what's the use? Oh, I feel so hopeless right now. I don't know if I can make it anymore. I don't even know if I want to try it anymore. See, that's what happens when you go into your cave and you're not and you isolate yourself. See, women, I need you to understand that the man needs his cave. But see, God gave us a helpmeet. He gave us somebody that we're connected with. He gave us somebody that was supposed to help us. So I got to have this conversation with you. I know it's not a popular conversation, but I got to have this conversation with you because we need your help. See, I need you to be able to recognize this, because you don't want him to go into his cave and that cave become his tomb. And then once you the number 5 is oppression, and the oppression is when that thing you used to run from catches up with you. See, now I need you to understand that this is not anything that's just going to happen all at once, that snap of a finger. This is something that could take over time, and it could be months, it could be it could be years, but it's something that's gradually happening to your spouse, and I need you to be aware of it, because see, once oppression hits you, and that thing that you've been running from catches up with you. The purpose of it is to put a heavy burden on you and make you feel like that hope is is gone. I mean, because oppression, just look at it as, somebody, just putting a grip on you, a vice grip, and just grinding and twisting and grinding and twisting. And then, and there's nothing that you can do. You really have just given up, because oppression has one job, and that's to put you in a place of restraint, to where you cannot, you don't know whether you're coming and going. Guys, I tell you, that's a place where no one wants to be in. And then you have number 6, and that's obsession. And this is on my notes. On my notes, I have the word help. And I did that for a reason, because I want you to understand that, when you come to oppression, this is a stage where, you develop a total preoccupation with an idea or an emotion. It might be something like jealousy, turning into hatred. It might be something immoral. It could be, it could be drugs, it could be alcohol, it could be your porn, but it's anything that can destroy your willpower. And see, what I want you to understand is that once you get to that place, you're going to need help. And maybe it can be from your spouse. Maybe your spouse can help you. Maybe your mom can help you. Or maybe you're going to have to get professional help. But I'm going to tell you, and this is why this is so important, because if the woman that's supposed to be there to help you don't recognize this, your cave is going to become your tomb. So women, you have to understand that we, at this point, man, we went in there for protection. Man, I needed to escape this. I needed a quiet place so I can reflect, so I can think, so I can get some answers. But I also need you to understand that because we separate ourselves, we put ourselves in a position to where these stages can happen. So number 6 is obsession, and number 7, the last step, is possession. And see, I really just want to call that death. See, this last stage is when that cave have became your tomb, and you die there. It might be a physical death. Yes, sadly to say, it could be a physical death. It could be a spiritual death. You can come out of that thing, feeling like, you're just in this world by yourself. There is no God. There is no hope. It could be a mental death. You can just totally lose your mind. And more often it can be a death in the relationship. See, this is when that man decides that I'm just gonna walk away from my family. I'm gonna walk away from my children. Because he have literally experienced the death. And see, you say, Eric, why is this so important? Why are you taking the time to talk about this? It's because that death. See, see, what I understand in my years of studying, I understand that Satan's his devices is not that creative, but he's very intentional, and he don't vary that often. When he said that I want to kill, steal, and destroy, he meant that. And there's nothing more exciting, more prestigious on his side than for him to destroy what God have put together. And he'll do it through these stages. Now, I need you to understand, they don't always have to fall in that order, but I need you to understand that if you start recognizing any of these, the regression, the repression, the suppression, the depression, the oppression, the obsession, and then finally number 7, you come to a place where you just experience death. And you're going to say, well, Eric, is it too late? Well, I can't leave you in a place where you feel like there is no help, because there is help for you, and his name is Jesus, and he still has the same healing power. He said, where Satan said that he came to kill, steal, and destroy. Jesus said, "But I have come, to give you life, and life more abundantly." Can we say amen? See, there is a such thing as restoration. And see, just like Jesus, died on the cross. He was also he's the same Jesus that was raised from the tomb. He's the same one. So your cave can become a tomb, but you can also be restored. All you have to do is just call.
I told you. Man, from the cave to the tomb, what a powerful message. Man, what would happen if the cave that was supposed to bring you protection, a place where you can go out and seek information, what if that becomes your tomb? Man, I got the answer for that. I got 7 steps, 7 stages of what you can be, what you can look out for. Share this with your loved ones, with your family members, and while you're doing all that sharing, what I want you to do is also go and get a copy of my book, The Power of Two. Man, what an amazing revelation of that you can use to help strengthen your relationship. Go to your Amazon, or you can go to the Power of Two website, which is www.thepowerof2x, the letter X, .com. Guys, I see you on the next episode. Thanks for watching. Remember to like and share, and be a blessing.